Pastor, thank you, and Bishop Jackson, thank you for being here, and everyone else, thank you for being here this morning. Pastor Pamela Jones does some amazing work here, not only in her ministry, but also with the Essex County Ranchery Task Force. We had a chance to sit and speak and talk about the successes here at the ministry, the work being done to rebuild lives and restore hope for those looking to positively reform their lives. You know that this is a critically important issue to me, both personally and as a matter of policy. I want to thank the county executive for being here as well. Welcome, Joe. Please come sit down. I've said over and over again since I've been governor that no life is disposable and that everyone deserves a second chance. And we have to institute policies at the state and local level that brings life to those words. And that's what we've been trying to do over the last 3 years. And I've seen firsthand what you can do when you give troubled, nonviolent people a legitimate second chance to turn things around with treatment, with support and training they need to become ex-offenders and to stay that way. New Jersey has been widely recognized as a national leader in reducing incidents of recidivism and reducing its prison population, and I'm proud of that. Because reducing your prison population is not about reducing your budget. It's about increasing hope in your society and ending the revolving door of people going in and out of prison. I know we could do more. And in my State of the State address last year, I called for an expansion of New Jersey's drug court program and for participation to be made mandatory so the judge could order it as a sentence rather than merely warehousing people in prison where they don't get the treatment for the underlying addiction that they have. And if they don't get that treatment and begin to conquer that addiction, they cannot be successful in the outside world. Proud to say we secured that expansion. I signed it into law in July of this past year, and it's funded now. I'm in my budget this year with a beginning budget and will be funded more in the fiscal year 14 budget. I'm proud that we've strengthened our commitment to turn around lives and to provide support to deal with the underlying causes of this criminal conduct and stop thinking that warehousing people with an addiction is going to make them better. It doesn't make them better, and it doesn't make us better either. I got a great example of that. With us here to my right is Joyce Holman. She's the other reason I'm here today, to tell her story and speak to the people of our state about the kind of example she is. Now, I know better than anyone to give away her age, but I can tell you that Joyce moved to Plainfield, New Jersey from Virginia at a very young age. Apart from a troubled upbringing, Joyce suffered from some low self-esteem, and at 16, she was introduced to drugs. She fell prey to drug abuse for 26 years, during which time she was convicted of 2 felonies and several municipal charges to feed her addiction, from shoplifting to passing bad checks and drug possession convictions. No violent crimes, crimes just to support her addiction. During this period, Joyce had children and grandchildren. It's a heartbreaking situation many of us have seen, a central figure of our families who suffers from alcohol or drug abuse. After that string of criminality landed her back in prison for what would be, thankfully, the final time, she said she asked herself, how did you get back here again? You have grandchildren. That was her moment of clarity. She left incarceration in May of 1995, and she never looked back. After nearly 3 decades of drug abuse and multiple convictions, Joyce has now been clean and sober for nearly 20 years. She got her GED a month after being released and her associate's degree before getting training to be a radiologist. She has been at her current job in the radiology field for the past 8 years. Today, Joyce is also assisting others in overcoming their addiction. She's deeply involved with her church community, with the youth and music ministries, and is the chair of the Overcomers Ministry, which she helped establish a year ago to assist people in overcoming any type of struggles that they're having in their lives from day to day. I hear stories like Joyce's, and I thought to myself, and I know in my heart, that there are so many more people who can share in her life-changing success, that same kind of redemption. If only they had a little help along the way to get over the first hurdle of denial and despair. Joyce's story is the reason why I believe what I do. No life is disposable. and that if your criminality has been nonviolent, you aren't a threat to society, you deserve a second chance to make things right in your life and improve the lives of your family and our society. Joyce Holman is that example. And it's for that reason today, in the room that we were back with the pastor, I signed a full and complete pardon and order of clemency for Joyce. This is not just as a symbol of a life that's been redeemed and reclaimed and continues to be redeemed and reclaimed every day, but to send a broader message of the example that Joyce sets for our society and what is possible for those who follow that path. I want to thank Joyce for being a beacon in our state and a direct influence in the lives of so many people in her community. Such a wonderful example. I want to thank her for applying for clemency and getting her story to me. And when I told her, when I had the opportunity to read it, I read many of these applications. She touched my heart. And also, on the merits, if clemency is available for anyone, it was made for someone who has Joyce's story. So I want to turn it over now for some remarks to Joyce. I want to thank her for the inspiration that she is to me and to others. And for the members of the press here, I'll come back and take questions thereafter. But she asked me, so you came here today to talk to the pastor? And the pastor and I said, no, Joyce, you are the star of the show. And so let me introduce the star of the show, and a woman who, as she stands here today, no longer has a criminal record. Joyce Holman.
It's going to be short. Wow, who would have thought? There's just people that I just want to thank. I want to thank the angel of this house for hosting Pastor Jones at Liberating Word Ministries for having us all here. I want to thank my pastor and my church family, the Calvary Baptist Church in Plainfield, New Jersey, with Pastor John R. Bowden as my pastor. I want to thank a group of people that have been my support system for the last 18 and a half years. I want to thank my loving family that have been with me through the good, the bad, the ugly, and are still with me. I want to thank Governor Christie because he didn't have to pick me. It could have been somebody else, but he chose to pick me. And if there's anybody else that I was supposed to thank, please, at a moment like this, people was calling all week. I couldn't talk to nobody. I couldn't deal with nobody because I just didn't want to say anything just yet. But I am forever grateful. I have worked hard. I never thought that I would be deserving of this, but God always comes through. He always has the last word. Thank you.